Alrighty.
Hello, everyone. This will be your Overwatch 2 stream for the quarterfinals and semifinals match tonight. My name is Nate, going by Meme Hunter in-game.
My name's Ishart, going by Ryu in game.
So we're going to get started up soon, so we're going to have a real exciting few matches to show you tonight. We've already done most of our quarterfinals matches and done one semifinals match already, so a lot of it is going to already be set, but we've got a couple very exciting matches coming for you guys tonight. So we've got Halaevalu starting off on tank for Team 1, and then Clemn and SwigS for DPS on our other team, and as well the AIM and the Cow running for support on one of our teams. And we've got Xrangery running for tank on the opposite team, and then Joosh and BlazeBlade running for DPS on one of our team, and Clemn and Catloaf running in for support. So we'll get started here in a second. Excited to see what's going to happen, and we'll be there. We'll be here with you guys the whole way.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see this matchup. A lot of these players are regulars in at least the Purdue Overwatch Club. Some people might be recognizable, at least to the chat or to others watching. I mean, most people on Team 1, I believe, are on a lot of our top teams here at Purdue Overwatch. Some people over on Team 2 are as well. It's definitely going to be very, very interesting. A lot of people here, I think most people here that I am familiar with are main rolling as well. So we're definitely seeing a lot of people playing their best roles.
So yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I would say we've also got a couple different officers from the Overwatch Club in the game right now. Halaevalu being our social media manager, the AIM being our club president, Rookie, and you know, me being the club's community coordination manager. So excited to see how we can get everything going tonight.
Yes, we also have some fairly high ranked players in this game currently, which is also going to be interesting to see. The AIM, aka CKRuki, our club's president, currently on gold team, our highest team at Purdue Overwatch currently, varsity. Clemn is hitscan DPS on also one of our higher teams, not varsity, but they do play at a fairly high level. BlazeBlade plays on one of our varsity teams as well, I believe. So yeah, it'll be very interesting. I always love these setups to see how people who haven't really played regularly with each other do together, you know, because a big part of team coordinated play is just built-in synergy that people like to build together. But this definitely
Totally
is a test of, I mean, probably leadership, and just, you know, it brings in a lot of like people's pre-built skill of game sense and being able to talk in game and adaptability to work with people you've never worked with before.
100%.
So that's going to be interesting.
We've got a couple of pretty excited Catloaf fans in chat. Excited to see how that turns out.
Yes.
Let's go. Hyped for you guys.
Yeah.
Hyped for everyone. I say it'll be very exciting to see how a lot of people who have never played before, like we were mentioning before, are going to come together, make some exciting matches, some exciting plays. And you know, part of the excitement about Overwatch is that even with a bunch of people you've never played before, you may find the best teamwork humanly possible. So
yeah,
excited
honestly,
to see how things work.
You know, sadly it didn't get streamed, but some of our best matches so far, some of our best performances so far have been from people I've been in the club now for 4 years or so. I've been from people who are coming in newly into Purdue, or just are new in the club, haven't really made themselves known on any of our teams, but they're still very, very good. And you know, it's events like these that have been bringing them together, and I think that's absolutely lovely. One thing I'm also interested to see is it seems like there's already been discussions about map picks and such. They're going to be playing Antarctic Peninsula here in a moment when the match starts. Any thoughts about what you expect to see there whatsoever?
I think you're... All right, just getting some technical stuff worked out here so we can go ahead and get the match started for you guys.
Yep. Yeah, it seems like both teams are ready, so I'm going to go ahead and get this started. What are we expecting to see here in this coming match?
So I think that we'll see a pretty decent amount of rush coming from both of these teams. You know, I know that the AIM, Rookie, is a very prominent main support player. Let's say very prominent DPS player as well, a little bit retired from that role, not very exciting for him anymore. So excited to see some of the main support coming out from him, especially that Lucio, engaging in a lot of those brawl comps, rush comps with that Reinhardt, Junkerqueen, stuff like that. The other team, don't know too much about him, so we'll definitely see some interesting stuff coming out from them, hopefully.
Yeah, I do know, having played with BlazeBlade a little bit, that he is, you know, a fairly talented flex DPS. But yeah, no, excited to see. Looks like the AIM will be playing the flex support, which I was going to comment on because
Looks like
he has very good mechanics.
Also looks like both these teams are going to be running a different variation on those rush comps. You know, Joosh and BlazeBlade coming out with that Mei Bastion first of the round, and then other team as well running that Mei Bastion. But the main difference between these is going to be that Rein and that JQ. Actually, it looks like they're both
running
mirroring
the Rein mirror. Yeah, which makes sense because honestly, I feel like if they're running the JQ into the Rein would probably be having a really, really rough time.
So excited to see how this first clash goes.
And Team 1 taking the outside here. Clemn getting a clutch pick on the Mei. That's actually really, really big.
That's massive. Let's say Valu rushing in a little bit, looking to make something happen.
And
Shield goes down.
Valu rushing in, even though they had Bastion had turret form up, getting her shield broken is actually really unfortunate. They kind of, fortunately, they'll cement their position onto the point thanks to Clem's pick here. Yeah, the Mei is going to be extremely, extremely crucial here, comboed with the speed and the Bastion turret form to be able to hold space here.
Say a lot of these fights are going to be determined off the bat, straight up from that wall usage and that cooldown and that turret form usage. So we're definitely going to see some quick fights going down here. Let's say we got Team 2 walking up, looking to make something happen once again. Say Fire Strike looking to
go poke. The shield's getting shredded right now, even though Bastion isn't even in turret form, but now he hits it.
Looks like Ranger in a dangerous position right now. He's looking to make something happen, but they might have to back away.
Clemn getting another pick on the Mei, even just through poke.
Follow in a tight position right now. Already that immo field coming out. Looks like Xranger's going to be in a lot of trouble for this next fight. It looks like that team is going down for this next fight, but you know, this point doesn't have much percentage on it yet, so lots of stuff to still happen. But it looks like blue team is going to have a few of those ults coming up pretty soon, so we'll see how they end up using those during that next team fight. So excited to see that.
Yeah, no, blue team's not only been up on fights, but they're also up on ult charge. You know, you expect probably an early BAP window to come out here fairly soon. They could also come up on the Mei ult and chuck that mid-fight. That could be good for tempo. Looks like they're taking point here, which might be a little bit tough. Oh, SwigS getting the pick on the other Bastion.
A little bit of that Bastion.
Mid-fight window, Shatter coming out, Shatter finding 2. Oh, but the counter Shatter and the Bastion ult actually is huge. Gets a pick there.
Say that Blizzard at the end is going to be tough. Not really finding too much value.
Yeah, no, the Rein unfortunately not able to get too much of a pick. Yeah, I think the Blizzard there, while I understand the intent to try and slow things down, considering they were already down most of their team, was a little unfortunate. They make the swap to the JQ probably just to take a quick fight for the touch, but they're only coming up on maybe 2 ults. They're going to have Lucio ult here on Team 2, as well as Bastion. They're going to have to look for a Bastion ult mid-fight.
Joosh using that turret form a little too early on.
Oh,
we'll see if he can get any value. Blizzard looking to get someone here.
Team 1 popping the beat for keeping up tempo and making sure they don't get picked off on the Mei. Halae getting a pick on the Lucio. That's huge. They're going to lose speed here. And getting a pick on the JQ. Clemn still punishing the Mei.
Looks like blue team is going to stay dominant during the rest of this round. So first round of the map is going to go to blue team. So excited to see how red team is going to come back here. Say that mirror comp looking dominant for Halaevalu and the rest of her team. So I'm excited to see how this next map is going to go. And it looks like it's going to be Eco Point Laboratory.
Yeah, this is so interesting. It's not even that they're getting a lot of picks off in the mid-fight. It just seems like Clemn, at least most of those fights, has been punishing someone even before there's even that much of a clash.
Looks like those walls are definitely coming out in pretty vicious form. You know, with Mei as a character, it's all about cutting people off in brawl comps to be able to focus down one person and absolutely shred them. And we'll see how Kalami and Catloaf are going to come back with their support cooldowns to be able to save Xranger and maybe make some plays.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a little bit scary. While I understand the Ana pick could be definitely clutch to hit some good nades and punish Team 1 here, it's going to be dangerous if they run down the Ana, so we'll see how they do with this.
See how they approach. And say
Yeah,
they're looking to
taking
play
the high
looking to take a little bit of poke here, not really doing much so far.
I'm hitting a good wall, forcing them into that narrow choke there. You know, they're forced to play a little bit slow. I don't know if they use JQ's shout yet, but JQ's going to want to look to run in on the back line. Seems to try and do so for an axe. Oh, the Bastion's made low and gets finished off by SwigS.
Looks like blue team is going to find an opportunity to go in here with that Bastion pick. Let's say looking to go a little bit aggro on that
the
JQ.
sleep on Clemn to punish him for a little bit in the middle of the fight, but it seems like currently, even though they're picks, the Bastion pick on SwigS. Now they're currently even on point, I believe. Getting a pick on the Reinhardt. It seems like they just kind of slowed down tempo. I don't know what happened there in terms of keeping them up. They had space on the point.
Looks like they weren't being super aggressive at the beginning of that fight there. You know, they got that wall at the beginning, but didn't move very forward with it. So we'll see how they can capitalize, still being on that Mei for this next fight. Let's see if they can get a wall off on Ranger or Joosh to make something happen in this next fight.
Yeah, no, JQ wants to be taking these quick fights, just going in with her shout with the rest of her team, especially because eventually then her Ana is able to get run down if she doesn't go fast enough, and it seems like they're just able to do that even though they got slowed down at the beginning. Oh, they come in with a rampage on most of their team, find most of them, they beat to try and cancel out the effects. SwigS trying to punish Xranger because he went into the backline without much help, getting punished and moving to the point.
A Blizzard coming out, but not finding much value, so we'll see how they move forward with that.
Oh, Blaze coming out here from BlazeBlade.
Looks like it's gonna find one already. Finding two. Huge plays coming out from BlazeBlade. Let's see if he can find three in this fight.
Struggling to finish them off, but they're also not turning around to look at him. Maybe he gets he does get the pick on Clem in time, but that was still a very clutch blade. Unfortunately, his team
much sustain coming out here from the
aim.
Say one of the most high-ranked members of our club and our president as well. He's going to make some absolutely clutch plays coming out in this fight. You know,
not to mention how strong Baptiste is as well.
Absolutely. I would say that MO field and that regenerative field, it comes out absolutely crazy.
Bastional coming out from the blue team at the moment.
But not going to find anyone, so let's see if they can capitalize on anything.
The Clem hits the clutch wall, and the JQ trying to wall him off, but he hits the axe just to get the sustain. They're not pushing him into that narrow room, unfortunately. They know that if they do, that the Bastion could just punish them all. They don't want to lose their Rhine shield or their Lucio pick.
Clem kind of looking for that wall on Ranger here, seeing if he can cut him off when he tries to walk in. But let's see if Ranger's going to fall for it. He's going to go low. Let's see if they can find something here, going down an alternate route.
Window could be punishing here, but the Mei did wall off part of the window for them. The aim getting a clutch pick onto the Lucio. That's actually huge. And picking off the JQ. Now they have no source of speed on red team.
Looking like blue team is going to find a hard time winning this fight. I think that Mei Bastion is going to mess up Ranger and Joosh pretty hard in this fight. It's going to make it pretty hard to find some value, especially coming out with that Mei against that Rhine as well, or that against that JQ as well. So it's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, this is looking at last fight territory here. Blue team has 2 ults coming up on potentially 3. They probably want to look for an early shatter or a wall here. Maybe a Blizzard if people get split up on point enough, but they also have ults of their own, Team 2. They just walk on and take point. They understand that just dropping the point could be very dangerous.
I know Valu's just looking for that fatty shatty, though, to land on a couple people. So let's see what she does.
You can read it. You can see
All
it.
Right, she grabs 2.
She gets
that beat comes out, so let's see what happens. See 2 go down. Let's see if she can get a couple kills in this fight.
She gets to pick up
takes
the
down the blade.
She really needs help from her support.
Oh, she's going to get taken down by that JQ, though, so that's going to be real unfortunate. Red team making a comeback in this fight. With that huge JQ play, they end up finishing off Baptiste, last member of that team. So they're still going to have used 4 different ultimates in that fight.
I was going to say, that was a good fight for them, but they did use 4 ults, so this is going to be interesting. Blue team coming here with 3 ults, 2 of them being support ults.
However, Ranger still comes back with that Rampage, so let's see if he can make something with that. It's going to be a little tough with that beat online, but let's see if he can make something happen. Clem gets pulled into the fight extra early by that knife. It's looking a little tough for him, but he makes it happen. Say, Valu looking to go a little bit on that Bastion and that JQ as well. Let's see if she ends up going in.
It a little bit, but it seems like they were able to find themselves
Huge window coming out, finds
that.
that Bastion at the beginning of the fight, and that Ana as well. It's going to be a tough start for Red Team. Red Team finding another loss at the beginning of this fight. It's going to end up being a 2v5. Let's see if they can make something happen from bursting around.
Oh, yeah, no, it was done.
Yeah.
It was done. The Bastion pick and the window. Wow.
That's going to be real unfortunate for Red Team at the beginning.
Trying to initially drop or avoid dropping, but then dropping specifically with the window. It didn't seem like they were ready for that.
Looks like Joosh got a little bit caught out at the beginning of that fight, getting picked off as well as that Ana, but it's going to be an unfortunate round one for Red Team. However, we are only 1-0, best of 3 match, so let's see if they can bring something back here.
Yep, next map will be Flashpoint. Flashpoint is notorious now for those reverse sweeps. Yeah, no, that was fascinating. Like, the clutch picks early fight, the walls coming from Clemn, the JQ ults were very, very good.
JQ ults are massive. You know, I think it was those MO fields and that beat being online for almost all of them that really saved Blue Team for a lot of those fights. I think it made it pretty hard to find a lot of value, even though he was hitting a lot of targets with his Rampage. You know, Baptiste finding a lot of power through his ability to just straight up keep people alive in any situation. And, you know, those MO fields coming out from the aim are going absolutely insane for the rest of his team right now. So I'm excited to see on Suravasa how they're going to come back with this next comp here. I have a feeling they're going to run a little bit more rush, but
a little more rush, a little more Reinhardt, probably coming from Team 1 especially, but
especially from Halaevalu, I know is a very big Reinhardt fan. Ride or die, Reinhardt or die. But
absolutely,
we'll absolutely see how each team is going to be going into this fight. Red Team may want to try to start doing something different here to avoid those one-on-one confrontations. But they seem to favor JQ a little bit, so let's see if they can play around with that or maybe try a different comp.
Yeah, it's understandable, though, because the JQ into the Reinhardt, if the JQ can, you know, run into the backline without being poked out or punished too hard, is definitely a very good counter to most Rein comps. At least if you're able to get in without getting punished too hard, that goes for the rest of the team as well.
Definitely. A little bit of trash talk coming out. The aim, more like the miss. That's crazy. Straight up violence coming out from our Overwatch lobby here.
Oh yeah, today's been an interesting day. I've seen some people yelling at each other from over the PCs.
Say one really great thing about the Purdue Overwatch Club is everyone here is super passionate about what we do. And, you know, even being an esports club at Purdue, you know, we're definitely improving a lot, trying to become a lot bigger of a scene around Purdue, even though, you know, we're pretty recent in a lot of aspects. But say absolutely, if anyone is ever interested in playing Overwatch with us, either you've played 5 minutes of Overwatch and you are barely interested in it and just want to play some quick play, or you're a contenders player looking for an amazing team to be a part of and want to take the game as seriously as your life, we're here for you, man. We got you.
Absolutely. I can definitely say from both personal experience and from things I've heard from people that you can find people of all kinds. Even in these matches, we currently have, like I said, people who are on varsity teams, non-varsity teams, who've like peaked high GM, who have probably not peaked just as high, whether out of interest or struggling or not. You know, yet we're still seeing some very good gameplay out here.
Absolutely. I would say it looks like Red Team is actually going to start off with a different comp, like I was talking about. It looks like they're going to try out that Ana Kiri, Soldier, Genji, JQ at first. You know, JQ doesn't necessarily line up with a lot of rush or a lot of dive style comps. However, that Kiri and that Ana are going to be huge for her survivability and making sure that she can brawl in the middle of those comps. So let's see if they can get something out of it here.
Yep, Brawl Ana is definitely playable if the Ana is able to peel for herself or play good positioning. But running with the Moira here, they're definitely going to be looking to play a lot faster here in Team 1, especially running with the Reaper as well. They're probably going to try and run on the back line as quickly as they physically can. They want to be taking those short, fast fights. Already taking control of the point, even though they went through the outside.
Oh, it looks like Halaevalu going instantly for that backline. Directly on the Ana. Let's see if she can find something here. Ana's going to survive, but barely. Looks like they're gonna hold this corner here, see if they can survive long enough to hold this, to take this point, get some percentage. Looks like that huge axe is gonna come right around the corner, hitting 3. Huge plays from Halaevalu, taking the life of that JQ and the rest of that team. SwigS, Clemn, and Valu, as well as the aim, the cow, coming out with those huge plays to be able to wipe out the entirety of red team.
Yeah, one thing I really like there is as soon as they weren't able to finish up the Ana, they disengaged a little bit and stayed at the point, probably waited for resources, cooldowns, and then they went back in. That is exactly how they want to be playing their comp. On the other hand, red team does definitely want to be looking for those big nades. That would definitely be extremely punishing towards blue team.
Yep, a good nade on blue team is going to be absolutely devastating to the rest of their team. It's going to mean
Clem's
that
coming up on ult here, the first ult in the game.
Looks like Xrangery is going to get walled off. Black Blizzard is going to find 3. It's going to be absolutely massive for blue team.
Massive play.
Wow, absolutely massively quick team fight right there.
Yeah,
Red team finding
the
absolute worst end of that stick.
I know people tend to underestimate how quickly a Mei can charge her ult if she's able to get value throughout the fight. If she's just in left click, right click damaging people in the fight, she can get ult probably every fight or fight and a half if she really tries.
Absolutely.
They were just not ready.
100%. Looks like blue team is going to be looking pretty dominant at the beginning of this round, but let's see if they can run it back. Looks like red team is going to start out on point, having that defensive point advantage. So let's see if blue team can take it back from them. So they're looking to come around in this tighter corridor here, trying to make the fight a little bit more in their favor. Looks like they're going to walk forward a little bit using that coalescence.
Yep.
Looks like Joosh is going to fight back with that visor, but doesn't find anyone. Instantly gets wiped out at the beginning of that fight.
Yeah, they did hit a very good nade on the JQ, but unfortunately they just ran in too fast. They had the coalescence for the sustain. And
looks like red is going to get absolutely wiped out at the end of that fight. Red team looking a little bit on the edgier side of things right now, but looks like they're going to be able to come back with a potentially a huge nano blade and no support ultimates on the enemy team. So let's see if they can make something with it.
Yep. Definitely expecting red team to go in with the nano blade here. Now it's definitely going to be hard to find a lot of good targets here. You know, Lucio being very fast, Moira having her fade, Reaper just being a dangerous target to go next to. It's going to be very difficult here.
Oh, looks like they're going to pull out that blade.
Looks like they're going to find.
It's only going to find 1. Looks like SwigS is going to find 2 instead with that Blossom on the enemy team. Looks like, again, red team is going to get pretty left in the dust here. However, that looks like Ana is going to be off the roster for red team, switching over to that BAP and that Reaper instead.
Yeah, they're realizing just how much the Junkerqueen comp is probably just looking to run them down, and the Baptiste will probably be way more sustainable. Yeah, no, I don't think the Blade was the most ideal play there in a narrow corridor. They didn't really expect the Reaper to have ult, but also that's exactly what a Reaper and a Mei want from you. They want to put you into narrow spaces.
Blue team is going to take that second point there. Looks like they're going to rush around to that third point, looking potentially for red team to take the first cap of this point. You know, they started off this last fight in that exact same manner, and they got a little bit rolled. So let's see if this one, with that JQ ult, is going to go any better for them.
Yep, coming up with 2, maybe 3 ults here. I definitely expect the Moira could get pull mid-fight, and they potentially go in for a pull JQ ult potentially, not necessarily. But,
so it looks like blue team is going to be rotating around, trying to find an angle on red team, seeing if they can make something happen.
Try and section off the flex support,
that JQ ult coming out, finding SwigS at the beginning of that fight. Blue team put into a tough position, losing Valu, losing the cow, losing Clemn. Looks like they're going to dominantly take that fight, holding this point at the beginning of the third point, and finally finding there a little bit more space to play the game with.
Yeah, no, wow. They just kind of like held point presence and just said, nope, this is my space, this is where I'm going to stay, and just took down anyone who tried to even touch the point.
Looking absolutely massive, holding their grip over that first point. Looks like blue team is going to walk up a little bit more, trying to get that first pick with the
going in with a shout in the coalescence. I was just going to say they're probably going to go in with ults here with the ult advantage.
Looks like the cows trading supports here. Looks like BlazeBlade is going to go down at the beginning of that fight as well. Red team currently fighting a 1v4 right now, but it looks like they're not going to make anything happen here. However, they are coming back with about 4 ultimates. So this next fight should go much better for them, in theory.
But hypothetically speaking, blue team does also have the Mei ult and also coming up on the Reaper as well as a Lucio ult. Those are big if they are timed well and if they expect the ults that are coming at them.
Absolutely.
But also the Rush Soldier ult could be devastating here, especially with the angle that they're coming from.
Definitely. It all depends on how they're playing here. Looks like both teams are going to be trying to meet on that high ground here. Looks like
they are looking at a straight angle, which could be
more.
perfect for a rush here. Oh, the Mei ult coming out from Clemn. They did section off the JQ, so it could be massive.
Devastating for that Soldier. Soldier getting healed out of his mind.
Reaper
Not going
ult.
to survive.
The Reaper ult, yep.
That's going to be so unfortunate.
They were able to section off the JQ on red team again with the Mei. Big walls coming out from Clem, the Mei ult, and then the SwigS going into the back line with the Reaper ult.
Absolutely. That Lucio doing a ton of work.
Early pick on Joosh.
Looks like they're going in a little bit heavy aggro at the beginning of this fight. Looks like it's going to get them some value, finding that Kiri. And then that BAP next fight. Let's see if they can also find that JQ. They turn around as someone ends up backcapping at the beginning of this fight, looking to do a little sneaky play. But let's see if they can make anything work with it. Xranger going in with that JQ ult.
Going in with the Reaper ult as well. They do find Halaevalu. Oh, shoot.
Oh, that's a little bit tough for blue team. But red team.
They actually clutch it out with ults.
Oh my goodness.
Fascinating. I was about to make a statement about how because they're down 2, maybe 3 people, and they took a staggered fight, that probably that back half wasn't going to get that much value, but no.
Oh my
No,
God.
they just had ults in the back pocket and decided, okay, let's just drop 4.
No,
let's just drop 4.
definitely.
It gets us the point. We keep playing the game. It's worth it.
Absolutely. That a little bit of an unorthodox method that's going to cost them a lot of resources coming out. But
If
like
they
you were
can
saying.
bring the ult rotation back, though.
Absolutely. It's going to all depend on how they play this next fight as blue team comes up with that near JQ and coalescence. So let's see if they can work around it.
Oh, the early pick on the Lucio is going to be massive there. Putting up the wall, though, to stop their tempo in place. That's actually a very good wall from Clem. They're able to disengage, potentially wait for their Lucio to take a fight.
Definitely. I think they're going to play a little bit safe going into this fight here. They have a lot of momentum being up 2-1, so they're not looking to make a huge play right now as their game isn't necessarily on the line yet.
Oh, Blaze. Blaze playing a very cheeky position at the moment. They don't really know he's here, waiting to go for the back line. Oh, the Moira also fading as well.
Oh my
Prime
God.
target for this Reaper. No, the Reaper looking for the
Early
Lucio.
pick. Looks like going in heavy on that Reaper. Looks like he's trying to find an early pick, but can't find much.
Many people low on blue team. Reaper not having fade. SwigS!
Oh my God, he's
not getting punished.
Looks like BlazeBlade was heavy in the sauce, but wasn't end up finding anything. Looks like red team is gonna go down 2-5. Blue team ends up retaking that point, end up getting a little bit more percentage for what could be the fourth and final point of this game.
Yeah, that looked like it was set up for red team to win that fight, but it looks like there was probably just a little bit of splitting up there that happened, and they weren't able to capitalize on many potential picks. Coming in with 3 ults here, red team.
Definitely, red team looking to make something happen with their support.
The Moira
also
getting her cooldowns forced out here when they go into the fight. Could be a little devastating, but no, they go in with a rampage, which should be fine. They beat it.
That beat saves a few lives. I would say JQ's brawling it out in the center here. Soldier Run looking really low right now. They end up finding the pick on that Joosh at the beginning of that fight. However, blue team ends up taking 2 L's during that fight. Red team going up 4-5.
Wow. The beat sustain was really all they needed to keep the fight going.
Red team ends up running it back completely despite losing 1 at the beginning of that fight. Absolutely looking dominant with that Kitsune path in the middle of that fight. It's going to make a massive difference in how they approach those heavy team brawls, and messy situations are always cleaned up by a good support ult.
Blaze is looking to be cheeky here, except he does have the Death Blossom. Will they notice? They do have a Kiriko who could be jumping up there if she knew, but it doesn't
Could be
seem
much bigger than last time. It's going to find 2. It's going to find 3. That's absolutely massive coming out from BlazeBlade. Huge plays coming out from red team. Say BlazeBlade not finding much success on that first attempt. All he needed was that Blossom coming out at the beginning of that fight. So look, absolutely dominant coming out from behind their back line.
We're going into a map 5. They did manage to bring back some tempo play. You know, they might be down on ult rotations, but they are playing the tempo of these fights immaculately.
Absolutely. Red team looking a little bit down in the ult rotation, but high in spirit, I'm sure. Looking to come up early in that fight, potentially getting that Lucio pick, coming up a little bit aggro. Let's see what they're planning. Looking to take a little bit of a high ground dominance, see if they can find an early pick.
Looking
going
for a wall and a Mei ult. The Lucio getting sectioned off with the Moira ult. Both the supports being taken down. This is going to be a rough fight now for Red Team. That was very, very clean. 2 clean ults going for the supports in the back line after taking high ground control.
My goodness, Red Team absolutely folding after that last point that they took. You know what, but we've seen them be in a precarious position like this before and still able to take those points back. So you know what, they're still coming up on that beat and soon could be coming up on that GQ ult as well. So let's see what their plan is for this next fight.
Yep, coming up with 1 ult here from blue team. Soon to be a beat coming. Oh, SwigS coming out with his ult mid-fight.
SwigS once again going in, absolutely looking dominant in those fights, taking lives.
Wow, that was just fast and clean. They went in with wall, they sectioned off part of the team, and they just decided to Reaper ult, and that was all she wrote, really.
Absolutely. That Lucio is going to be absolutely massive for these teams.
It looks like they're taking a page from BlazeBlade's book. They're hiding in the corner, hoping they don't turn left, and they don't notice. They don't know.
They're getting a little silly. They're getting a little goofy.
They did have beat in their back pocket, though, so hopefully they can take sustain if they choose a target and go in one person. But no, they get pick on BlazeBlade. Going in with the JQ ult to finish them off.
Looking massive. Let's see if they can find that Lucio. Red team getting absolutely folded from that JQ ult, those absolutely massive fights. And it looks like blue team is going to win the rest of this quarterfinals match.
Beautiful. Yeah, no, they realized they needed to take a quick fight there. If they made it so they didn't get to touch the point whatsoever, that would secure the win for them, and that's exactly what they did.
Absolutely. It was absolutely a fantastic match between these two wonderful teams. I would say both teams had absolutely amazing moments. I'm still reeling a little bit from that BlazeBlade ultimate directly on the back line.
Yep, absolutely.
But blue team is going to come out of this match 2-0, looking a little bit dominant. Let's see how they can take into this next semifinals match.
Beautiful. Yeah, no. You know, considering, like we said, that we know that we have a lot of high-level players on blue team. Yes, they did win, but they did get a lot of competition out of red team. And that's what I'm loving to see in this whole event, is that people who, you know, you might not expect them to be getting a lot of these clutch moments or be able to, like, stand up a chance, they actually are.
Absolutely. One of the wonderful things about these LAN tournaments is that we can get a bunch of people who've never played together. All these players who haven't been able to have the spotlight on them before, able to make these massive plays, these wonderful plays during these fights, absolutely getting to show what they're made of. So let's see how this semifinals match is going to go. Say blue team coming into it with a pretty high spirit, but let's see if they can continue it into this next match. However, I was loving the things that I saw coming out from Halaevalu and Xrangery, both looking dominant on their respective picks. A lot of that JQ coming out for these brawl maps. See, those rampages made all the difference in some of these team fights. Say definitely lots of good plays coming out from every member involved in this match.
Absolutely, yeah. No, the JQ Lucio comps that just play super fast and want to just take those really quick fights, just be in and out. You know, those are probably the most ideal comps that people like to play on Saravasa. For a time, some people were playing the Sigma comps, but knowing these tanks, or at least knowing Halaevalu a little more personally, we knew that she was going to probably pull out the Rhine or something, but no, she pulled out the JQ.
Yeah.
She just wanted to go in.
I would say she came full and ready ready to compare the sauce directly to Xranger's JQ coming out on this comp. I say something that's really important about a lot of these fights is going to be how those supports are playing. I say a lot of Lucio Moira coming out from that blue team. Say some of that Ana Bap coming out from red team. You know, a lot of special call outs for Cat Loaf coming out from chat.
Yes.
I see you guys. Special shout out to Cat Loaf. Recognition.
I love women gamers. You know, we do enjoy good representation. There have been a few women playing here. I was playing earlier today as well. Halaevalu, another one of the girl gamers in Purdue Overwatch.
Absolutely, I would say absolutely, it's wonderful to see a lot of our women gamers coming out to play, in our LAN tournaments here. I would say absolutely we accept gamers of any identity, any background. So absolutely, if you're looking to play Overwatch, no matter who you are, we will always welcome you to be able to play in our matches. Just always reach out.
Of course, no matter what level we're at. You know, again, me, Halaevalu, Catloaf, everyone. I'm pretty sure everyone is of different skill levels, and look at us all here. We're just playing together, having a good time.
I know. I say all you need to do is have a pretty keen. All you need to do is have an interest in Overwatch, and we will always be able to help you.
Honestly.
But I would say, but a lot of really cool support players coming out in this. A lot of really cool support plays coming out in this match. Say it's going to be really incredible seeing how we can see a lot more of those support plays coming out at the beginning of this next match. Say more those coalescence making a ton of difference in how we approach these fights.
Absolutely. Now, talking about this next match.
All right. I'm going to say, but
It seems like our matches from here on. Oh.
see, we're back. So it turns out we are currently getting kicked out of the Boiler game mine.
These games have been going on for a while. As you guys probably know, there's been a lot of Rocket League, there's been a lot of Valorant, so, you know, we do need to go home at some point.
Yeah, you know, yeah, Boiler Game Mine has been hosting us all weekend. Special shout out to them. We love Boiler Game Mine. Thank you so much for letting all the esports clubs at Purdue play. Say the matches and commentary will continue for the rest of these semifinals and finals matches. They will still be on the same channel. It may just be in a little bit. So absolutely stay tuned, and we will get back to you guys with the rest of those matches. Come back in a little bit. We'll be absolutely excited to see you guys for the rest of these matches. See you guys soon. Excited to be back. Let's see some more amazing Overwatch plays coming out from these Purdue students. Excited to see how everyone turns around.
Yep, we'll be back very, very soon.
All right. See you guys.